Hi, this is Nick Merritt with Allison Rogers Photography, and this is a video tutorial for lbobi members. This is our first tutorial, and it's going to be on the healing brush and a clone stamp brush. I'm going to be using quite a few keyboard shortcuts in this tutorial, and I will tell you when I'm using them, but you will also get a download with the keyboard shortcuts in them. Okay, so this is the image we're going to be working with today. We're just going to be focusing on the face and touching up blemishes and bags under the eyes and stuff like that. This is what the image looked like to begin with, and this is what we're going to. So you can see there quite a few stray hairs crossing our eyes. There's a few zits and blemishes around here. So we're going to try to get rid of all that and smooth her out a little. Okay, so let's start with the healing brush. The healing brush is this little box that looks like a band-aid, and there's the healing brush, there's the spot healing brush, the patch tool, and the red eye tool. If you click down on that band-aid and hold, you'll see all four. If you'll just choose the healing brush tool, that's the one we're going to be using today. Okay. So, right now I'm just holding spacebar, and you'll get this little hand. If you're zoomed in, you can move around, grab the canvas and move it around as you like. Let me zoom out a little here. To zoom in and out easily, use Command or Control if you're on a PC. Command plus or minus. Plus to zoom in, minus to zoom out. Alright, so we're just going to use this healing brush and start right here with some of these hairs. If you hold down Option, you get this little crosshairs, bullseye looking thing. Wherever you click, it's going to pick up texture from that area, and then when you actually use it somewhere, it's going to move texture from that area and blend it with the new area that you're selecting. So what you want to keep in mind when you're doing something like this is, if I'm touching up an area like this, then I want to grab from an area with similar texture and color. So I'm grab right next to it here, just touch up a little, get rid of that hair. I'm not going to completely get rid of them, and these blemishes here too, but I'm going to just get through this kind of quickly to show you the basics. So this is this hair is kind of in the way, so let's start by getting rid of it. And if you're pulling from an area and you notice it looks smoother than it should, you can hit undo by Command or Control Z. That's always going to be undo. So let's get through this real quick. Again, I'm just holding down Option, selecting an area of similar texture, and then painting over the area I want to fix. And these eyebrows, this is why the healing brush is so great, because this is a very complex texture in this eyebrow right here, but it's pulling this texture, and I'm able to use it and get rid of this hair that's crossing it. And as you can see, the texture still remains. Alright, so this is the tricky part. So we want to make our brush smaller. You can do this by right-clicking and moving the brush size down, or you can use your open and close square brackets, which are to the right of the letter P on your keyboard. The closed one makes it larger, the open one makes it smaller. So we're going to make it smaller so we can get rid of this. And if you're on a curve like this, you can't just select right here and then get rid of it, because you see, if you're crossing a line like that, a harsh line, then it's going to blur that line. It's not gonna look right. So if you're on a curve, I select hitting caps lock, and you can see your center point of the crosshairs there. You can hit option, you can select on that line, and then come down to your point, and where that line would be cutting through, do that. It may take a few times to get it just right, but if you can get it right, then it's an easy way to get rid of that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna kind of go through this real quick and get rid of some other hairs and blemishes. Alright, and the same thing with this. It's a little larger area than the hair, but if you grab from an area like this and then paint over it, you should be able to at least mostly get rid of it. You may have to touch up a little bit here and there. If you want to add some texture back, you can grab from a more textured area of the skin and paint over it, and it'll add that texture back in. Okay, so to get around the chin, just do the same thing we were saying earlier. Do it on the curve there, and hit caps lock, and to find your center point so that you know exactly where you should be painting from. You can touch it up a little bit more. And the same thing with the lip. If I were to try to go in and clean it up like that, it's going to blur out that edge of the lip. So grab from that edge and start painting from the edge. Oops, that didn't look too good.